is music? That's a huge question. A lot of people have been trying to answer that forever, and some people think they know the answer, and who knows, maybe they do. Music is emotion. Music is the expression of emotion. Music is a combination of melody, harmony, and rhythm in some kind of order that we can listen to and describe as music. Depends on our culture, depends on where we're from, depends on our personal tastes, and so on. And there are a lot of terms that are floating around out there to describe music and break it down so we can sometimes better understand what music is and what we're doing. For instance, rhythm. What is rhythm? Rhythm is the placement of sounds in time. You know, you can have rhythm, everything has rhythm. Our heartbeat beats 60, 70 times a minute. That's rhythm. Earth goes around the sun 365 times a year. That's a form of rhythm. Rhythm is everywhere. Then there's melody, there's harmony, there's measures, there's time signatures, there's a combination of all that. There's quarter notes, half notes, measures, bars. In this video, we're going to introduce you to some of these terms. The more we learn, the more we know what we're doing, the more we're potentially able to express what we have in here and what we have in here. And that's really important. You can't play music without all this knowledge, and that's okay too. In this video, it'll be an introduction to that. So let's talk music. All right, let's talk some music. You don't have to know these things to play music. It's really helpful to have a support, to have some knowledge. It's always important to know what you're doing. It's like coming out of the dark into the light when you do know some of these things. But, you know, you can see kids, they're playing music when they're singing, when they're going la, 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 they're doing all that stuff. So you can play music, but it's really good to know terms and just kind of describe what you're doing. It's always helpful. So let's start off with some basics. A beat. A beat is basically an individual pulse. So here's a beat. Each one of these is a beat, and you can have a row of beats, row of pulses together. So that brings you what's tempo. Tempo is basically, you take all these beats and you put them together in flow of time. You put them all together in time. So what is tempo? Tempo is basically how fast things go. So you can have a fast tempo, slow tempo, anything in between. Beats per minute is how many beats you have per minute. So for instance, on a clock, it's 60 beats, 60 seconds per minute, right? 60 seconds per minute is the tempo of the clock. So a song could be, you can play it slow. Or you can play it fast. Or you can play it in between. So that's the tempo of the song. And it has beats in it. In Western music, the most prevalent time signature is 4/4. Time signature is how many beats per minute, basically. So you have 4/4, you can have 3/4, you can have 6/8. If you listen to most music on streaming or wherever, it's going to be 4/4. That means there are 4 beats per measure, per bar. A bar is like a little section of time, and you put beats in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every one is the start of a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 2 bars. So in 4/4, 4 is just how many beats per measure. Measure is a bar, and what note gets the beat. So in this case, 4/4 means a quarter note. So if you have one bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those would be quarter notes. Those would be described as quarter notes in 4/4. 2, 3, 4. So 4/4 is 4 beats per measure. 3/4 would be 3 beats per measure. So 3 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. You know, tempo is speed. Beat is just a pulse. Basically, call it a pulse for now. You can get more into the stuff as you go. Bars, or dividing things into bars, a measure. So you can have a 16-bar song, 8-bar, 12-bar, etc., 32-bar. You can divide the song into measures or bars. Again, you don't have to know exactly what all this stuff means, but it's nice to know all this stuff, right? Rhythm is basically putting it all together in some kind of form that you recognize as music. So rhythm could be anything. Rhythm could be reggae, could be Americana, could be blues, could be jazz. All these are different styles of music, different rhythms. So you can have you can have you can have you have all different kind of rhythms. That's what rhythm is. And now you know tempo, which is speed, basically, how fast the song goes, and so on. So this is a very basic intro to terms and concepts in music. There's lots of information out there in books, other videos, etc. You can just check out music. You can count the music you hear, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can listen to rhythms and say, oh, I know what that rhythm is. I know that kind of music it is, a kind of style. So there's lots of things. It's just an intro. That's it. Let's talk music. Now go practice.